Okay, so good morning. I woke up this morning and I heard that the president, the first former president, George Herbert Walker Bush, had passed away. Just think that he deserves the respect of, the YouTube community. He wasn't my favorite president by far. He was a president that was elected during my time in high school. I remember he ran against Dukakis. And I think it was Dukakis and Bush. It was those were the two that were together at that time after Ronald Reagan's second term. So, anyways, it is what it is. He was an old man, lived a good life, and that was it. He was a World War II hero, and just a little bit of respect there. So, have a good day. Enjoy the rest of the video.
So I got a bit of a project going on here today. Maybe today, if I could fight this weather. It's raining again. Yes, it's raining again. For the love of Mike, it is raining again. So, but with that being said, that's not what I got going on. There's a old bin here. This is an old Dutch Brothers bin. It was put here when I was pretty young. I think first or second grade in grade school. And my dad would fill this thing up. Oh, I don't know. Maybe, I don't know how often he would fill it up, but we would fill it with feed for the heifers. Because when we were dairy, we had heifers, obviously. But you see that blue building there? That was not always there. And you can look back on my videos back to about 2012. Oh, there goes a muzzleloader. Back in 2012, there was what we called the chicken house, but it was really where we raised our heifers at. So we would go from there, come over here, and then if you can see where this horseshoe is, right there, you would just slide that across and get your feed out. And you would feed the heifers that were in there. And then we had the larger animals that were down below the barn. We had a fenced-in area where we were raising the older heifers after you turned them loose. So we would take, I don't know, I think this holds like 7 tons or so. And, 2.5 tons in a mixer. We'd put 3 mixers in there, 2, 4, 6. Oh, yeah, 2, 4, 6, 3 of them would fill that up with heifer feed, and we would do that. We also would fill it with oats, and we had a feed business at one time. And we would fill it with oats, and there you go. There you go. Jeez, I just ate some potato chips. Well, actually corn chips, but anyway, so what happened later, I was using it for soybeans and corn before I put that bin up. It started to give way here. So it's time to go. You can see the legs are kind of bowed. What my dad did for a foundation, my dad and my Uncle Irv, was they took 55-gallon drums, buried them in holes, filled them with concrete with steel plates on them that extended down into the concrete. Bolts extended down into the concrete that were welded to steel plates. And then he just bolted that's how he did it. And then he just bolted or welded the legs of this bin to the plates that were at the bottom on the concrete. And it worked. It worked very well. Here comes my lovely assistant, Joseph, which is good. So this bin, I'm going to take it down today. I guess today's the day. You're probably wondering why I'm going to take it down, but I'm going to tell you why. I need to get this junk cleaned up that's here. That thing comes down, and up in the field you can see a couple of fuel tanks. They're 1,000-gallon diesel fuel tanks with 2 dikes, concrete dikes around them, so in case there's a spill, it's collected by the concrete dikes. So we're going to set them right in here, 1, 2 wide, put a nice little roof over the top of them so that the water doesn't go into the dikes, and it'll work. It'll just work. So this will be my fuel depot area. Instead of having it out by the driveway where people like to come in and steal my fuel, it will be right here. So that's the plan. That's what's going to happen. Whether it happens right now or in a little while. I don't know, but I do have to get Joseph to move his car, and we're going to take all this junk that's in here. This all needs to disappear. It doesn't need to be here anymore. It's just nothing but junk. And we'll torch the end of those off. They'll flop over. I'll crush it up with something, and that'll be the end of it. End of an era. Something different, something new, and that'll do it. Okay. So this is the first part of what I'm doing here today. Tomorrow, if it's not too miserable a weather out, we're going to start building the roof on here. And we're going to put a roof on it, slant roof, not too high, just enough to, you know, just maybe up 4 feet up. And we'll run boards across the top there and nail them fast, and then yeah, we'll fill from that end and we'll pump from this end, and we'll be able to pull the tractors right on up around. And this way there's power in the barn there, so it'd be easy enough to put power to here. These are each 1,000 gallon tanks. They are clean. These are not even that old. They were heating tanks that went in at a local manufacturing facility, and I know there was a date on it. It was like 2006 or something, somewhere on here. I know there was a date on. I remember reading it. But anyway, they're going to get painted silver, obviously, with aluminum paint. You know, we might even just pop them out of there to do that. And yeah, we're gonna put a roof onto it so that it's covered and the dike doesn't fill with water. This dike, I broke it, so I'm gonna go ahead and get a couple bags of Portland cement or some ready mix and make it up and fix that up so that it does hold water again. There is one of these that has this one has a hole in it. Where in the hell is that hole? Yeah, right here. Kind of stupid. I mean, if you got a hole, what's the point in having a hole in a dike that's supposed to hold the oil that if it was to get a leak? That's what it's for. So obviously with this Alaskan pipeline being shut down now because of that earthquake in Alaska, which I just heard about a few minutes ago, that the Alaskan pipeline was shut down. I'm going to want to get these things filled as soon as possible, and that'll, you know, it's 2,000 gallons. Each one is 1,000, I think 1,50 gallons each. So it'll be 2,100 gallons worth of oil in there. Plus I have the 1,000-gallon tank, 2 500s over there, 2 550s that are over there. So yeah, right. Actually, I think these are both 1,100 gallons. They're not 1,000, I think they're 1,100 gallons, but anyway, there it is. That's what it is. Tomorrow we put it all back together, put the roof on.